Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. And yes, you have tuned into a wow video. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining me. I have an entire playlist of wow videos with over 50 videos that talk about soul contracts, past lives, parallel lives, aliens, Sasquatch, crop circles, and ascension. A lot of videos on what the heck humans need an instruction manual, and we didn't get it. We came here, we got into our baby body, and we forgot our instruction manual. This is a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about escaping your soul lesson. Now, the spirit guides dropped this into my consciousness at about 3 a.m. this morning, so that was nice of them. And they really find that the idea of escaping is humorous to them. They think that this is funny. I mean, the only entity or energy would think this is funny is someone who's not human. The rest of us get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a real disconnect that they have. I mean, I appreciate that they're guiding me and everything, but I think it's been too long since they were in a human body and they understood what really goes down here on planet Earth. Because honestly, the feeling is escape. The feeling is, I need to escape this. And what's interesting is, and I was talking to my spirit guides just a few moments ago before I started this video, and they showed me the escape the room. You guys know about that? You literally pay money to be locked into a room with people you may or may not know, just like Earth. You spent good soul money to come here to planet Earth. You bought your ticket. Here you are. But people you don't know, your family, you're like, who are you? I don't recognize you. And then you learn that, well, you're stuck in this room, which is your life or planet Earth. So really, this escape the room analogy is pretty apt. So, you're locked in this room and you got to figure out the cues or the clues to get out of the room. And when you get out of the room, if you get out of the room, then you succeeded. So life is a lot like that. It really is. I think this is a great analogy they're using, although I have never wanted to lock myself in a room with people I knew or didn't know. Another apt analogy is that at the end of trying to escape the room, you're probably not speaking to those people anymore. And that's just like your birth family, right? It's like, by the time you spend 18 years with them, you're like, for the love of God, go away. Who are you people, right? So it's very interesting to me that they're using this analogy. So those of you that have actually locked yourself in a room, pay good money to do so, leave me a comment and let me know how that was like, and let me know if you're still talking to those people. But let's talk about soul lessons. Some of you ask, why? Like, I recently, a commenter said, Susan, you described that there was a queue or a line of souls lined up to come to planet Earth. What could they possibly want? Why would they possibly want to come here? Right? So I don't think I've done a good job of explaining that because, again, human, our human experience is different. But before you become a human and you're looking at planet Earth, here's what they see. They see a planet or an existence that is not like any other planet or existence. And this is what the guides are telling me right now. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a 5-star rated planet. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's very different. So how might that be? Well, other planets may not have the full range of experiences. I feel like I'm describing, once again, bad Disneyland. If you guys watch me, sometimes I call Earth bad Disneyland. I mean, the full range of experiences, really? Grief, robbery, fraud, betrayal, extreme poverty, murder, racism, anti-Semitism. I mean, come on. But of course, there's joy. There's beautiful rainbows and waterfalls and dolphins and puppies and kittens and, trees and flowers and love and acts of kindness. And so that's the thing. It's the full range of experiences. There's not another planet that is just like ours. People come here for that. They come here because other existences are very limited. So maybe because most often in other existences, you have telepathy. You have all of your psychic abilities are intact. Now, maybe not, maybe your mileage varies, right? Sometimes maybe you're more so or less so, but basically you can read another person's energy and you can read their thinking or their thoughts. And you're either attracted to that person as a friend or a mate or whatever, or you're repelled by that person. It's very simple. They took all the guesswork out of it. There's no lessons in that. You don't have to do anything. You just know green matches green, orange matches orange, and they often show it to me in colors, that they communicate in colors. This isn't every existence. As I said, there's many different planetary existences, galactic existences. Maybe they communicate through mind thought. Maybe they communicate through an actual energy vibration, and others communicate through colors. But as I said, for the most part, the guesswork is taken out of it. Well, here we are in, 2-star Disneyland. I won't call it bad. I'll just call it, your mileage may vary. Here we are. We chose to have the full complement. We want it all. We want the dark, dark and the light, light. We want to experience it all. Now, something else I want to explain to you that I've learned and that I see, and I'm not the guru, guys. I am not the guru. I'm just telling you from my perspective. If it makes sense or vibes with you, welcome to join me. If it doesn't make sense and you go, that woman is one Fruit Loop short of a bowl of cereal, move on, right? I mean, there's no harm, no foul. That's part of our experience here. We get to choose our mentors. We get to choose our religion. We get to choose our school of thought. We get to choose our friends. So one thing that I've seen in my experience working with these energies is that when you come into a human body, I mean, this would be souls that are relatively new to Earth. When they come into the human body, their soul's a little bit smaller. Why? Because they haven't had all those experiences. They just haven't had the breadth of experiences that humans have here on Earth. But after you've incarnated here, say, a couple of hundred or even 500 times, your soul has packed on the experiences. You've known extreme loss. You've known extreme love and joy. You've known the extremes. That also means that you've known everything in between. As your soul experiences this, it literally grows. Your energy grows. So maybe you come in here with a pea-sized soul and you leave here with a basketball-sized soul. I don't know. Just to put it in human terms, I can tell you this. When souls choose to stop incarnating on planet Earth, they can't just fit into another container, another physical manifestation, even if that physical manifestation is an ET or that physical manifestation is a ball of light. You're just not going to fit. You've been to Earth and you've gone to XXL size. So you're not going to fit. So you're going to have new experiences. What does that mean? You're not probably going to go back and stay very long to a existence where your options are limited. I mean, you might go to that existence for R&R, rest and relaxation, to recover from planet Earth. You may choose to go somewhere where you're just like, I'm chilling out. One of my lifetimes was a frog in a pond, and it by far is my favorite R&R chill out experiences I've ever had. And to this day, I'm happiest in water. So, I'm not saying you're not going to go back to that, but you can't stay in that. That existence is too small for you. So this is why souls come here, because they want to expand. They want to grow. They want to feel the wind on their face, but they also want to feel the hail, hitting their head. They want both. They want the sun warming them, and then they want the bitter cold. They want to experience it all. Okay, so that's why souls come here. Now, you're here. I'm here. We're in Escape the Room, Earth version, 2 stars. Now, what do we do? How do we manage this, right? Because what is the point? The point is to experience it all. But I can tell you, I feel like I can tell you this because I've done it. I've done it for my clients and I've done it for me. There are some cheat codes here. There are some shortcuts. There are shortcuts. And I just don't think, and the guides are saying right now, I mean, they don't want us to get stuck and toil in the same patterns for 20 lifetimes. They don't want that. They're not going to allow that. They're not going to allow that. They're going to do something. They're going to throw a curveball at you so big, like an asteroid to Earth. They're going to throw a curveball so big to you that you'll get out of that rut. You'll stop making those same decisions because you won't be able to anymore. You know, I mean, what does that look like? I mean, it's like a tower moment. They can make you have an illness. They can help you, not make you. They would say we're helping, but you know, you and I know the real deal here. But anyway, they're helping us get an illness. Makes sense of that. Why don't you? They're helping us lose everything. So we have to start over. They're helping us lose important people in our lives so we don't depend on them. So we have to start over. So if you get stuck in a rut, they'll help you, right? And so my goal with these videos is to help you understand what's afoot. What is the game here? What are some of the clues that you can use to escape planet Earth, to escape your soul lessons? And again, they do think escape is funny, but now they're all in. They're like all in with the metaphors, and they're like, okay, we're going with this. This is the one that's won. This is the one she's using. This is the one we're going to stay with. Okay. So first of all, so what I would say, what they're telling me and what I would say to you is that what you resist persists. What you resist persists. And honey, you can resist it for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And again, they'll let you ride that bad roller coaster several lifetimes. They're going to give you every opportunity to fix it on your own, because that's the best way to learn something, is to learn it yourself. Now, it's just when you've been doing something for maybe, I would say 20. Some people it's 10, some people it's 20. I don't understand why some is 10 and one is 20, but honestly, they just said it has to do with astrology. I have no idea why that is, but maybe I can ask an astrologer sometime. So some people are not allowed to stay in the rut as long as other people. I mean, I could go more into that, but I'm not going to, because you want to know why? We need to get out of the rut. I don't want you to fixate on, am I in the rut for 10 or 20 or 30 lives? That's like a waste of time. I don't want you to fixate on that. I want you to fixate on this life today, right now, and how can I affect my life? How can I cheat the system? How can I escape my soul lesson? This is what I'm trying to hook you up with right now. So let's stay present, shall we? Let's forget that we said anything about ruts and lifetimes, because we're going to fix it in this lifetime. We don't care about that because we're not going to deal with that. We're going to do it right here, right now. So let's start with something simple. What you resist persists. What in your life are you resisting? A really good thing to do is to look at patterns. Are there patterns in your relationships? And sometimes this can even be romantic relationships that have a pattern that's recognized from maybe even your friendships, or maybe your coworkers or your bosses, or even your family, your parents. If you're seeing some of the same patterns, it doesn't have to be the whole relationship. It can be that my husband, my wife does this thing. And honestly, now that I think about it, it reminds me of what my boss did in that last job. And now that I'm thinking about it, my sister does the same thing. My mom, my dad did the same thing. That's a pattern, you guys. And that is solid gold information. And listen, let me also say, I am personally not the kind of person that likes to dive into this stuff. I'm just not. Again, astrology. I'm not that person. I don't want to look in the past. I don't want to look in my shadow. I'm the kind of person that if the car's making a noise, you just turn the radio up. So, which is at odds with a lot of other parts of my life, which is very, very, Johnny on the spot, very a fix-it type person. But when it comes to this kind of emotional garbage, baggage stuff, I'm like, yeah, I put that in the closet, and then I put the couch in front of the closet. Therefore, when I'm sitting on the couch watching my TV to distract myself from what's in the closet behind me, I don't have to look at the closet. So I get it. I'm that person. I don't like it either. Some of you guys love it. More power to you. I would say, again, extremes are not the best. If you love it and you have to consult your astrology, your numerology, or the cards every single day before you go to work or before you start your day, that's too much. If you never ask or never consult or never look at patterns, that's too little. So let's find a happy medium someplace, okay? We want to be living in the life. We don't want to micromanage it either. We don't want to do that either. So some cheat codes: what you resist, persist. Find the patterns and then really address those patterns. If you have a relationship, regardless what type of relationship it is, where this person is always letting you down, maybe they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, that bears looking at. That's a lesson you're missing. You came to this life to learn that lesson, you guys. I promise you that lesson was in your last life, and maybe in your last 5 lives, and hopefully not in your last 15 lives, because we all know what's going to happen then. So let's take control of this, runaway human life. Let's step in our power. Our power is, okay, I'm seeing these patterns and people are taking advantage of me, or people are not respecting me, or whatever. Well, honey, what's outside is inside. You're looking at a mirror. You're looking at a mirror. So if people are not respecting you, you're not respecting yourself. It's that simple. And it's that easy to fix. No need to wait for spirit guides to show up with the crash team to jack your life up so you can learn this lesson. There's no need for that, you guys. Simply go through your life, figure out what is not working, and then realize it's not them, you guys. It's not that jerky boss. It's not that inconsiderate spouse. It's not that distant parent. It's not. It's in here. You fix it in here. By complaining and maybe even creating an identity of, I am the way I am because my parent, my spouse, my boss, you're giving away your power. I promise you, when you start respecting you, they're going to start respecting you because you're not going to put up with it. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have a higher vibration, and that higher vibration is going to leave that low vibration, relationship, job, whatever it is, health, whatever. It could even be your health. Here, you're going to leave it behind. You're going to rise above it. You're going to move on. This is an analogy they often use. Think about right now that you're on an elevator, and your elevator is between the 2nd and 3rd floor, but it is paused. Let's not say it's stuck. Let's just say it's temporarily paused between the 2 floors. So you really don't know where you are. You just know you're in this box and you're waiting for the door to open. And when the door opens, well, that's what you get to deal with. You get to deal with 2nd floor people, 3rd floor people, 10th floor people, penthouse people. So what's going to happen is, because you're going to raise your vibration, you're going to be kind to yourself. You're going to be compassionate to yourself. You're going to give yourself grace. You're going to do a gratitude list. You're going to do everything you can to work on you, to love you. Your elevator's moving, and it ain't stopping at the 3rd floor, honey. It's going to the 8th floor, to the 10th floor. And when it opens, the people that you're going to interact with are 10th floor people. They're not second floor people. They're not people that treat you like crap. They're not people that disrespect you. They're people that honor you because they can tell you honor yourself. You know, these people don't hang around with second floor people. They don't vibrate. They don't vibrationally match with those people. They just don't. Crazy people stick together, y'all. So imagine that you're on this elevator and you're just going to punch a higher floor. You're going to go up, 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 up. And when it stops, you're going to get off and you're not going to have to deal with that stuff. You're escaping the soul lesson. Now, the reason the spirit guides don't love the word escape is it means it sort of has the connotation of you didn't really learn anything. You avoided it, right? That makes the spirit guides feel some kind of way. Mostly kind of, they have indigestion in their stomach. And I didn't even know they had a stomach, but yeah, they're like, oh, I don't feel so good. I need some Tums. So yeah, we're not supposed to avoid anything, right? But listen, what we just described is not avoiding anything. This is not avoidance. You're standing in your power. You're looking at your patterns. You're literally confronting everything. So you're not escaping anything. You're not avoiding anything. You're literally crushing it. You're learning these lessons. You're learning them. Because in reality, there's no escape. In reality, if you want to try to escape the room or escape the life, you know, how do we escape? We do drugs, alcohol, we substitute exercise, we substitute infidelity, we substitute working all the time, we substitute just checking out. That's how you escape. Well, you know, the spirit guides are saying right now, there are no free rides, which is a little ominous if you ask me, right? So basically they're saying there's no free rides. Look at your own life. If there were 5 or 10 years where basically nothing happened and it was pretty good or boring or whatever, I mean, maybe it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. And then what happened? There was a series of things that shook up your life. I know for sure in my life, I had a good 15-year run. It wasn't the best life, honestly, but it was tolerable. It was, it was tolerable. Okay. I was trying to keep everything in the status quo. I was trying to keep everything on the level, right? I was just trying to maintain. Don't anybody go too extreme. Don't anything bad happen. Let's just keep everything right here. Well, that happened for a while. And then frankly, everything went to hell in a handbasket. I started having serial losses in my family and in my life. I mean, I really went through a period of time where I was in one relationship in one house for 15 years. And then I was in, just everything was tumultuous and everything was up in the air and everything was changing every 2 or 3 years. So they shook me out. The spirit guides came in and said, yeah, maybe this was even pre-planned, that you're going to have this time and then these things are going to happen. And how are you going to react to them? Pre-planned. We do plan our life. We really do. We have pre-planning. This is, in my opinion, it's been proven. There's been too many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have been regressed back to the time between their lifetimes, the time between they were incarnating. And a really good book on this is Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. Brian Weiss also did this. There's many people who have done this. It's, in my opinion, statistically relevant that enough people that didn't know each other said all the same things. How many near-death experiencers have said the same thing? So yes, we do plan this life. Why? Say it with me, everybody. To learn the lessons. To learn the lessons. So, cheat code. Let's try and learn these lessons. And what I know without a doubt is that if the energy is building because you're not paying attention to a pattern and it's building, let's just use the relationship thing again. So you had this kind of parent and then you had this kind of relationship in your love life. And then you realized that the next relationship is just the same, but in a new package. And then you realize that your boss is just the same, but in a new package. But when you take off the wrapping, it's very similar. There's things that you can connect. Okay, that's building. You had an opportunity to do something different when you became an adult with your parents. You had an opportunity to do something different with this relationship, this spouse or lover or friend or whatever it was. You had a chance to do something different with this boss, but you didn't. So instead, Spirit kept throwing people in your path to help you learn the lesson. So when these things start becoming a really big energy, like a tidal wave type energy, believe it or not, you can fix this. You can fix this energy pretty easily by doing small things. This is what's so funny about it. This is really a really good way, a cheat code. If you understand, gamers talk about cheat codes, because I don't know why they create a game and then they create a book, or you buy a program that teaches you how to cheat the program. Hey, that's what psychics are. That's what they just told me. We're cheat codes. We're like, that's funny. That's funny, actually. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I like the idea of you guys using cheat codes, because that's what we are. Okay. Holy moly, that took me off my whole channeling train of thought. Okay, so you can affect this energy in a smaller way. You don't need necessarily to quit your job. You don't need necessarily to get divorced. You don't need necessarily to stop talking to your parents. Okay, those are big dramatic things. And in and of themselves, they don't prove that you learned the lesson. It's actually avoidance. This is actually not going to work. That's why when we do these things where we say, I had to go no contact with the family, yeah, that gives you peace of mind, but it didn't solve the problem you had with the family. Now, maybe you can't solve it because your family's crazy, but you can fix it over here on your side. On my side, I might not be able to solve this problem with my family. But what I can do is I can start changing the way I think about them. Instead of telling the story that they are, I'm going to close this curtain, telling the story that they are, I tried, that I'm a victim of, they're crazy, they were mean, they hurt me, they took the inheritance, whatever it is. All that's true. I'm not saying none of that's true potentially, right? That can all be true. If that's true for you, that can be true. What needs to change is I'm not the victim. Hey, I feel sorry for them. I have compassion for them because they're really living a small life. I have compassion for them. I'm not going to subject myself to their craziness, but I can say, wow, I have compassion that they're really living such a sad, pathetic life. And I really hope that someday they can find a way to be more expansive. I really hope someday they can find more love in their hearts. And that's that. Let that go. I'm not a victim, right? I'm Susan. I'm fine. I love myself. That was a terrible situation. It hurt me, but now I've loved myself through it. And, I hope someday they get better too. So you can't escape it, but you can work on you. And so when you start to even just do something rather simple, like get your vibration up, get on that elevator and start going higher. Stop caring what the inter-office, chatter is. Stop caring about all those people. Create a love, bubble for yourself so that when your boss disrespects you, you can say, wow, he's a pathetic, short-sighted human being. He doesn't really know what all I have to offer. And it's really his loss, not mine. And, I'm sure that because I've done the work on myself, I love myself and I'm expanding, I'm sure that I'm going to vibrationally match a better job. And you will. And you will. That's very different than, God, I'm stuck in this job. My boss is a biatch or a jerk, and I just can't seem to catch a break. And my whole life, my family was terrible. This was terrible. I'm just stuck. I don't know why I'm stuck. That's victimhood, you guys. That's giving away your power. That's not using the cheat codes. That's when you get in the rut. And that's when, if you stay in the rut, spirit will shake up your life. Now, you might be saying, well, there's two different things here, Susan. It's pre-planned, but you're saying spirit's going to come in and shake up your life. That is very true. So I believe it was pre-planned for me to go through these series of losses in my family. I think this is absolutely pre-planned. I chose a life where I would lose my mom at 7. Most of my siblings are gone. I chose this life. But where my power is, what do I do with it? How do I react as an adult to having lost my mom at 7? How do I react as an adult to this bad situation, that bad situation? That's where the power is. And it's never too late. Never too late. Your dying breath, you still have an opportunity to change the energy, to love yourself, forgive others. Not to allow them to take advantage of you. Forgiving them doesn't mean allowing them to take advantage of you at all. You can always learn to put a boundary down. That's when you truly are saying, I love myself. I love you too, but that's a boundary. I'm not going to let you treat me like that. That's another way that you're raising your vibration. And once you start putting these boundaries down, you're going to find that these people are going to just magically move out of your life. I said magically, because even though you said, I want these things to happen in my life, that's not the bigger part of your life. The bigger part of your life is you, free will. Remember, we came here because we wanted to experience it all. Some of it we designed, but the majority of it, like 80–90% of our lives, is simply how we react to stimulus. How do we react to that bad boss? Do we allow this to become a pattern? Do we get stuck in the rut where that rut is filled with all of those same bad people? No, we recognize the patterns, we recognize the rut, we climb out, and we stop allowing that pattern to exist. And really, it just takes a small thing. You don't have to divorce that person. You don't have to say, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. You just start doing little things. Little things. Start treating yourself better. Don't overgive. Don't overgive. Why are you overgiving? Are you trying to get that love? Are you trying to get that acceptance? Are you trying to get that good job, Susan? Good job, whoever you are. Because it's never going to come. Because you're giving it to the wrong people who are takers. You're in the rut. You're in the pattern. Recognize these patterns and then be on the lookout for them, because it's going to take a while. Once you realize I'm a people pleaser, or I'm a person who I must not respect myself because for some reason people around me don't respect me, or people are always taking advantage of me. So I'm allowing that. So how do I fix this one tiny step at a time? Again, you can't avoid it. Getting rid of all the friends, getting rid of the job, getting rid of the marriage didn't fix anything. You still have the pattern operating. It's like an operating system inside of you. It's still going. That's the thing that needs to be fixed. So inside of you, you start doing guided meditations on self-love. You start doing nice things for yourself every day. What's something nice that I can do for myself every day? What's something nice that I can do for myself every week? Do you even know what something nice is? Because I promise you, most of us don't know. Because we have been trained that what's nice for us is nice for somebody else. I get my nice things when I'm in service to others. That's codependency. So put yourself on that menu of offering nice things. And what'll happen is the people, the job, the health, everything will start shifting because you're learning your lesson. You're escaping your soul lesson. It's really and truly that simple. It starts small and it starts right here. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Let me know if you've had experiences like this. And thanks for watching to the end. If you've gotten to the end of this video, you get gold stars. You're an extra special. You're ready. You're ready for this. If you've watched to the end of this video, you are ready. I wish you all the best. I know you're just going to have so much joy and love coming into your life. And I know you're ready for it. And I know it's all around you. Okay. Take really good care of yourself. I'll see you again next Wednesday for another edition of my wow videos. Again, you can click the playlist, which will be here at the end of this video, and see some of the other titles that you might be interested in. There's a lot of videos there. They're all free. It's sort of like your own spiritual library. You know, it's your own spiritual library. You can go and check out videos, and you don't even have to worry about late fees because you can return them anytime you want. Thanks again, everybody. Take really good care. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you again real soon.